You can retire in the United States. We're going to look at Chandler, Texas. Let's just put it this way. Chandler, Texas was made known to me recently, and I'm not going to get too deep in why, where, how, but it's an interesting place, so I figured we'd dive into it, man. I can't afford to retire in the U.S. So here's Chandler, Texas, which is in Henderson County. It's the north end of Lake Palestine, or Palestine. How do they call it there? I can't remember. Its population is 3,200. All right, not so bad, which is up about 500 people from 2010. All right, so let's look at old Chandler. It's white, heavily white. 80% are whites, 11% are blacks, and not many Spanish people. About 5% Spanish or Latinos. All right, so the median income was about $38,000. Let's see here. All right, looks like pretty good. All right, so that's all we got. So small town. All right, so far so good. We're gonna go to bestplaces.net. Chandler, Texas. They say the median income is $60,000. I guess that says, not sure what that's about, but either way, the median home is only $216,000. Unemployment 6.5. All right, it's let's see. Let's take a look. It's remain overwhelming Republican, 80-20. So that's good. So you know you can own firearms, and you know you're going to be able to barbecue. That's for sure. Let's take a look at the climate, because we know the climate down there is going to be hot. I tell you. We'll look at the map here in just a second. It gets about 45 inches of rain a year, which is more than the U.S. average. So you can have a garden there for sure. The average is about 1 inch of snow a year, which is far less than the U.S. average, and lots of sunny days. So you can get some solar panels should you need. It gets about some kind of precipitation on average 82 days a year. Rain, snow, sleet are good. So then it gets in the wintertime. It's very nice in the winter, 7.5%. Or 7.5 out of 10. In the summer, it gets quite hot. So let's take a look at the heat index here. Come on, buddy. All right, so October, April, May are the most pleasant months, while the summer times are the least pleasant. All right, so let's take a look at the temperatures. Let's see, we're going to go to weather. All right, right there. Let's take a look at how hot it gets in the summertime. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we get... Go to average monthlies. What's the average temperatures? No, one sec. All right, so I wasn't able to find that at the average days, but we got highs in July about 93, 94. So basically, June, July, and August gets hot in Texas. Who would have thought? September still stays pretty hot, but even in January, 57. Look at that, man. That's what I'm talking about. So you definitely need air conditioning, and it gets low enough you're gonna need some heat too. All right, so let's see what else we want to look at on here. We talked about politics and voting already. That looks pretty good. So let's just click on the cost of living, shall we? And then we'll look at some houses and get a gauge of where it is on the map. All right, so the cost of living overall is 90. All right, so the U.S. is about 10% less than the U.S. as a whole. That's what I'm talking about. Groceries, less. Healthcare, a little bit higher. Housing, significantly less. Median home cost, $216,000, where the U.S. as a whole is about a third higher than that. Utilities about average. Transportation is way less. All right, so good. So very inexpensive Chandler, Chandler, Texas. I was going to say Chandler, Arizona, actually. So let's see a look where it is on the map. So here it is on the map. There's Chandler. We got some green around here. Got to have some green, man. Got some lake right here. I'm not sure what lake that is. And there's Tyler right there, right next to, so it's right west of Tyler, Texas. And I love Tyler. If I ever move back to Texas, it's going to be Tyler, that area. So Chandler looks pretty nice. So let's just poke the little guy, and we'll poke him right there in the downtown area of Chandler. And it looks like that's probably right about there. I imagine the downtown is nothing to, not much. You got a Whataburger. Oh, Whataburger, baby. Love me some Whataburger. So let's see what we got. Smoke and vapes. All right. So not much of downtown, but we're going to drop this guy right there and just get a gauge of what we're looking at here. I bet it's not much. Yeah. Typical Texas, just flat, Whataburger, not much. All right. So not much for downtown, but you got Tyler right out the way there too. So let's take a look. We're going to drop this guy over here. Let's just see what this looks like over here. Blink. All right, so you got some trees. There you go. Yeah, man, you gotta like the trees. All right, let's see if we. That's in October, 2000. That was in 2000. All right, there you go. All right, so now let's take a look at Realtor.com. Do I got it up there? Let me bring Realtor. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's go out here a little bit more to the countryside and just get a gauge of what we're looking at. I'm going to go right here. Just see what it looks like. Oh, yeah. Lots of trees, man. Lots of trees. Oh, funny. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so now let's go even a little bit. What's this right here? Silverleaf at Chandler. I don't know what that is. We'll take a gander. We'll gander. All right, looks like a new development there. Yeah, man, look at those houses. Nothing wrong with that. But I can't retire in the United States. It's too expensive, Josh. Don't you know anything? And then we're going to poke down here a little bit more where it's a little bit more green and open too. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. All right, so now let's go to Realtor.com. Here's Chandler. The first thing that jumped out at me is let's do 179 here. Look at that. 2 beds, 1.5 baths, 1,500 square foot. I mean, look, man. Look at that. On how big of a lot here. 2-car garage. It doesn't say the size of the house. Property details, let's see. 2 beds, that's all it says. Now, you know you're going to get hit with property taxes, that's for sure, because it's Chandler. But you're only paying, it's Texas, but only got $179,000. That's the cost of the house, man. That's not going to kill you. Taxes are $350 a month, all right? So let's take a look at this guy. I know it's only 2 beds, but it gives you an example of what you could be looking at here in Chandler. I got a big tree right there. I'd probably cut that guy down. Oh, yeah, look at that. All kinds of yard, man. Absolutely. Brick, you don't have to paint it. It's nothing. Whatever. It gets the job done. It's old. Looks like natural gas there. You're probably down to update the kitchen, but still, all right, let's look at something else. All right, so that was 179. You sell your house here in North Georgia, you pocket some money, get it refurbished a little bit, that house, put $100,000 in, you're freaking sitting pretty. So let's see, it's 288, what this guy's about. Penny, oh yeah, cute little house there. 3 bed, 2 bath, on a little bit more than 1/10 of an acre, about 1/8 of an acre. Look at that. Look at that. $300,000. It ain't cheap, but it's not going to break the bank for many of us. You know what I'm saying? It depends. Look at that. Nice, nice. I like it. Nice. Well appointed as a real. Oh, look at that kitchen. Fantastic. All right, so good. There's one. That's 288. It might be a little bit on the expensive side, frankly, but still, we'll keep looking. We saw one for 179. We saw one for 288. Let's see if we can't split it and go a little bit into more detail here to something a little bit more reasonably priced. Let's click this 207. Oh, yeah, look at that. Ranch, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,300 square foot ranch. Look at that, man. On a 2-car garage. Doesn't say the size of the acreage here. Fenced backyard, small covered patio, and a fire pit. Perfect to enjoy the summer nights with your pets. Short route to Tyler and surrounding areas. Love it, man. Look at that. I can't afford to retire in the United States, Josh. It's too expensive. Yeah, man. Look, you've got American flag out there. Brick. Well appointed. Got that guy or lady, whatever that is. You got a nice fireplace there. A little bit older, but who cares, man? Let's just see I like the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get me a garden. You got this little... that's your master bedroom. Nothing, looks like nothing wrong with that. Benny, relax, dog. Let's just go to the backyard so I can start my garden. You got this little garage here. All right, all right. Ooh, yeah, look, nice garden, flat backyard. You plant some. You probably even get away with some citrus trees down there. Maybe, I'm not sure, but you certainly could plant some gardens. You got a flat backyard. You even got some swing sets for you and Grandma. How awesome is that, man? All right, so there's Chandler, Texas for you, right outside. Actually, let's see how far away it is from Tyler. Look at that. It takes you 20 minutes to get into Tyler. Psh, how awesome is that? Chandler, Texas, that's where it's at, man. There you go. You can retire in the United States, my friends. But what about health care? Why don't you start first to get your own body in shape? What about health care? I hear that all the time say, what are you doing for your own health care? I still want to eat McDonald's all the time. Now, I will say, I love me some Whataburger, but even I would get bored with Whataburger down there in Texas. what you should do. You know what you do? Don't tell anybody. Eat some fat food, beef, lots of beef. Eat some beef. Eat beef, even big old steer, eat beef. We can have one here, eat steak. It's a mighty food. It's mighty good food. It's a grade A meal when I'm in the mood. You know who that is? Put in the show notes if you know that song. All right, we'll see you.